Kagame came to power. Kagame came to power in a power vacuum that was created after a plane was shot down that was returning back from an African Union meeting, and there was two Hutu presidents on the plane, the Rwandan president and the Burundian president, and they were both killed. And Tutsis, who are a minority in the country of Rwanda, came to power the next year or the year after that. They came to power through he's a de facto president. He came to power through a military coup. He was training with Museveni in Tanzania. Museveni came to power, and I think if I'm not wrong, they ousted Idi Amin. They came to power. Museveni came to power as a Tutsi in Uganda. Rwanda has now got a Tutsi leader. They tried to install Laurent Kabila, and then because Kabila was living in Rwanda at the time, and then put some Tutsis into all positions of power in Kinshasa and in the Congolese government. And when Kabila said, no, I'm not going to do that, what did Rwanda do? They invaded, and they got all the way to Kinshasa, to the point where they were in the airport in Kinshasa, and they were bombing from one end of the airport to the other end of the airport, because the SADC forces, Mugabe, the forces of Namibia and Angola, came in to protect Laurent Kabila. So all of this complex war that was happening is not a civil war. It's not a Congolese war between just Congolese people. It is internationally funded, because we have to look at how Rwanda invaded Congo. They went to the Clinton administration. They got money, they got weapons, they got training. And before I landed in Congo the other day, because I was in Congo a couple of weeks ago, before I landed in Congo the other day, there was a drone that blew up a civilian plane at Goma Airport. Now, I don't know if you've seen any Congolese rebels recently, but they don't have drones. They barely have. Most of the people who are killed, as Olivia said, most of the people who are killed are being killed with machetes. They don't have all of this training and all of this funding. So where you have a growing economic model which is based on a genocide of Congolese, I think that it's disingenuous if we try to continue to celebrate that without looking at actually creating peace. And why would the president of Congo want to sit down with the president of Rwanda to basically negotiate how many minerals are going to be stolen and how it's going to be facilitated? Like, even the gorillas in Virunga Park. So I'm in Virunga Park, I went to go see the gorillas, and they said the gorillas are being stolen, and they're firing shots and making the gorillas run over into Rwanda so that they can boost their tourism, because Congo has the jungle, Rwanda doesn't. It's highlands. Gorillas don't live in highlands, they live in jungle. So it's complex, but it's simple at the same time. Follow the money. Whoever's making the most money, whoever's benefiting the most, and let's not pretend like the Congolese government isn't also corrupt as well. But corruption has partners. Corruption can't exist on its own. And this corruption has been created by having, and essentially this is what I say that happens in the whole of Africa, is you have these elites, these black bourgeoisie class and this militia class, who essentially are the agents for their clients in Europe. They're essentially their agents for the client. Like the professor you were saying earlier about allegations, I've seen it with my own eyes. Like I've seen soldiers who are wearing the Rwandan uniform. I was a military man myself, so I understand military tactics. I understand uniforms. So it's not something that is at this point it's not allegations anymore, because there's so much evidence online. It's just, as and which point are we Africans going to come together and foster peace for the betterment of all Africa? Because the fact of the matter is, nobody needs to die. Rwanda can have the minerals. Uganda can have the minerals. Congo has an unlimited supply of minerals. But why is it going to be that still we're speaking about the March 23rd movement, when Kabarere, who was the Minister of Defense, was also involved with the M23 as the head of M23? He was how can you have, right, the head of a country's Ministry of Defense, who now becomes the head of a rebel movement, and then say you're not involved? It doesn't